It is time for the Rural Intelligence Report with Mark Williams, ruralintelligence.com. I like to say the one stop to go to find out what's going on, what's been going on, and what is coming up in our region. And, Mark, we are all set for another busy week.
Well, quite busy. I think things are calming down a bit, but there are some really interesting events coming up all through the week. I think it's a lovely week looking at it from this perspective.
We will start off on October 16th, Art for Animal Kind at the Red Dot Restaurant in Hudson, New York.
Yeah, there are a couple of restaurants in Hudson that are doing special evenings this week. And on Tuesday, October the 16th, the Red Dot restaurant is kicking them off with this event they're calling Art for Animal Kind. And it's a chance really to support animal kind, and I'll come back to them in a minute, and to also celebrate the life of the artist Frank Faulkner, particularly, by the way, his love of cats. And also, very importantly, his generosity, because he's obviously donated art for this dinner and this raffle, but it's all to help homeless animals. And the idea is behind the dinner is that 100 pieces of art that have been donated from artists all around the world will be raffled off during the dinner. And it's all to benefit these life-saving programs that Animal Kind in Hudson are providing. And Animal Kind is a lovely operation, really. It's quite a big operation one way and another. It was founded 20 years ago by Catherine Heckler, who is a registered nurse who saw that there were lots of stray cats and kittens everywhere around Hudson. She realized that it was becoming really bad for them and also not good for the streets in Hudson. So she set up Animal Kind. Currently, every year they now save and serve over 5,000 animals through not just cats, through their various programs. So it really is a wonderful charity and definitely worthwhile supporting. So that's at the Red Dot Restaurant on Tuesday, October the 16th. Starts at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I think it will be a lovely event.
I love this next event. It's at the Beekman Arms in Rhinebeck on the 17th. Bartender Wars, also to raise funds and have fun.
Yes, yeah. Rhinebeck has got a busy season coming up, and on Wednesday, October the 17th, the Beekman Arms is the location for this Bartender Wars, as you say. And basically what happens is a whole series of local restaurants are going to compete for the coveted Bartender Wars Best Cocktail, which is a silver cocktail shaker. And the fun thing is that spectators are able to go along. There are lots of appetizers available. There are obviously lots of drinks as well, coffee, cookies, for those people who don't want alcohol. And then they will end up giving out prizes at the end of the evening. So that's all wonderful and fun, as you say. And as you point out, the proceeds from this event all go to the Lighting Up Rhinebeck for the Holidays program. So Rhinebeck will be a really a fun place to go over the holidays. So that's a great fun event.
Also on the 17th, the link between Lyme disease and climate change.
Yeah, I spotted this, and I think that this will be a substantial number of our listeners may well be interested in this, because either they have suffered from or are currently suffering from Lyme disease. The Mary's College in Poughkeepsie on Wednesday, the 17th, is having this investigative reporter, Mary Beth Pfeiffer, coming, and she's going to be talking about her book, which is called Lyme, the First Epidemic of Climate Change. And she argues, and I think it will be, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be absolutely accurate, that she believes there are direct links between climate change and the rise of several of the tick-borne illnesses, both regionally and globally. And she's going to talk about that at the Mary's College, as I say, at 7 o'clock in the evening. And you can find out the exact details via the link on Rural Intelligence. But, it could be an interesting talk, particularly for those people who either are suffering from or know people who've suffered from Lyme disease.
We will move on from Lyme disease. And how about dining out and doing some good?
Yes. This is the other place you can go. You can dine out and have fun in Hudson, particularly this week, and do a lot of good. The Vico restaurant in Hudson is on Thursday, October the 18th, is having this event where you can support Columbia County Habitat for Humanity. Now, it is complicated, and I'm going to come back to it in a minute, because you do have to sign up in advance. You have to RSVP online in the next couple of days, so that they know what's happening in terms of their numbers. And when you sign up, you have to mention the fundraiser. You sign up online, and then when you go to a dinner at Vico Restaurant, as I say, on Thursday the 18th, they give you 15% off your meal. But you have to tell your server that you're coming as part of this Columbia County Habitat thing, and then they make a substantial donation to Habitat for Humanity in the Columbia County area. And it really is an organization that helps to transform so many lives of working families just in the area. They really do build sustainable and affordable homes. So it's a great cause. And something definitely worthwhile signing up and getting a discounted dinner at Vico Restaurant, which is always worthwhile. And also you get to have, get to support a wonderful cause.
All right. On the 18th, there's Murder and Mayhem in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, we definitely are approaching the 31st. And so a lot of organizations are having events surrounding that. And this one sounds really local as well. So Clinton Community Library in Rhinebeck on Thursday, the 18th, is having an author talk, which is called, as you say, Murder and Mayhem in the Hudson Valley. Andrew Amalek is an award-winning crime reporter. He's a freelance journalist. He's a visual artist as well. Anyway, he has written a book which is called Murder and Mayhem in the Hudson Valley. And it's all about the Prohibition-era shootouts and unsolved murders and much more. They are fun stories, or pretty amazing stories in some cases. And the wonderful thing is that they are all true. Well, within reason, I guess, his interpretation. But they are based on truth. And that's at the Clinton Community Library in Rhinebeck on Thursday the 18th. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. So do check it out if you're looking for something fun to do in the Rhinebeck area on Thursday.
We will then move on from Murder and Mayhem, to some mayhem, and that is at Numkeg, their haunted house.
Total mayhem. This is something that Numkeg has really got a reputation for. So Numkeg in Stockbridge, wonderful house, is now going into a series of weekend events where you can go to they made the house into a haunted house. So really, this is a wonderful opportunity to take and they say that it's unbelievably frightening walk through the house and through the gardens, and the organizers have great fun, I think, and they say they will keep you screaming from beginning to end. And so it's on Fridays and Saturdays, this October the 19th and 20th, and then actually the following weekend, the 26th and 27th as well. And I will tell you one thing. This is going to be really popular. It's been a really successful event in the last few years for Numkeg. They really do decorate the house beautifully. And, frighteningly, as it were. And it makes sense, therefore, to try and pre-register. You can do that online. So do check out going to the Numkeg Haunted House event on the ruralintelligence.com, or you can go to the trustees of the reservations website and log on that way and pre-register.
We will head back down to Salisbury, Connecticut on the 19th. The Salisbury Forum presents Tom Nichols on the death of expertise. Yeah,
this looked also really relevant at the moment. The Salisbury Forum is based down in the Housatonic Valley Regional High School in Falls Village, and on Friday the 19th at 7:30, they've asked the author Tom Nichols, who's a professor, by the way, it's amazing, he's a professor at the U.S. Naval War College. He's also the Harvard Extension School. He is a well-known Sovietologist, He's a senior contributor to The Federalist. And by the way, I thought this was quite amusing. He's also a member of the Never Trump movement. Anyway, he's going to be at the Housatonic Valley High School to give a talk he calls The Death of Expertise, How the Campaign Against Knowledge Threatens Democracy. And I think he comes at it from a very distinct point of view, knowing so much about the Soviet history and about what's going on in Russia as well, and how facts are manipulated and lies are developed. It sounds absolutely fascinating. It's wonderful that the Salisbury Forum is bringing him to the area. As I say, it's on Friday night, 7:30 at the Housatonic Valley Regional High School in Falls Village.
From there, this is going to be a fun night. In Lenox, Massachusetts, actually it runs for about 8 or 9 nights, and that is Anne. That's a story about Anne Richards.
Yes, this is going to be packed as well. This is something you definitely want to check out in advance and try and book some tickets. So Shakespeare and Company is hosting Wham Theatre. As you say, it starts on October the 19th, that Friday, but then it runs through the 28th, that's Sunday the 28th. And so you'll have to check out the times and the various presentations. Anyway, Wham is presenting a play. It's written by the award-winning actress and writer Holland Taylor, who listeners may know because she's associated with the TV show 2.5 Men. Anyway, she's been in that. But this play, Anne, it's inspiring, but it's also hilarious. And the whole idea is that it brings the audience face to face with this very complex, interesting, colorful, and apparently they make it very captivating character of the politician and former Texas Governor Anne Richards. And she was a real character. The thing that makes it particularly interesting is going to be performed by Jane Atkinson, who listeners will know from her time at the House of Cards and Madam Secretary and various other award-winning shows. She's actually even won an Emmy as well. So Jane Atkinson is going to be really bringing this to life. As I say, it's going to be an incredibly popular event, so you will want to go on and book your tickets. And I think you can do that at the Shakespeare and Company website. You can definitely do it at the Wham Theatre website. And, of course, you can get to both of them if you check out the events section on Rural Intelligence.
And this is an event that grows each year, October 20th and the 21st in Rhinebeck, New York, at the fairgrounds, the New York Sheep and Wool Festival.
Well, it grows every year, and it grows in between as well, because that wool is growing all the time. Yeah, no, I love this. Of course, I'm biased because of my goat keeping. But anyway, it's coming up again Saturday, October the 20th, Sunday the 21st in the Dutchess County Fairgrounds. Is the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. So if you keep sheep or goats, or you're thinking of keeping them, or if you wear woolen sweaters or jumpers of one sort or another, then do go along and enjoy all the various shopping, the shearing demonstrations, the various farming competitions that they have. There's food to be had, book signings. If you are actually a sheep or a goat keeper, they have over 80 workshops as well. And of course, at the end of the day, I'm talking about all these other events. That actually the great thing is also you get to see all these sheep and goats as well, and so you get to meet the animals. So that's at the Dutchess County Fairgrounds this coming weekend, the 20th and 21st. And from the Sheep and Wool Festival, Salisbury, Connecticut, the next stop for simple holiday papercrafting. Yeah, I saw this. The Scoville Library in Salisbury put on this do-it-yourself series, and the one that's coming up on Saturday the 20th looked really relevant for me, so I thought I'd mention it to everyone. It's called Simple Holiday Papercrafting, and the whole idea is that you can go along and learn how to make your gift packing much better than it has been in the past. And I am the world's worst gift wrapper. I'm absolutely terrible. And it's embarrassing because you can have a lovely gift and it really makes it absolutely beautiful if it's beautifully presented. And of course, if you, like me, only have mediocre gifts to give out, but you wrap them beautifully, then they look even better than they should do. But anyway, it's a do-it-yourself series. It's led by the artist Leslie Watkins, and they say that this is open to both, really, people who have some skills as well, but particularly to unskilled people. So do go along. It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning and runs till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they show you how to develop sort of note cards and gift boxes and tags and all those type of things that really make your holiday gift giving look much more sophisticated and elegant than, well, certainly mine does at the moment. That's at the Scoville Library in Salisbury on the 20th.
And the Smithfield Presbyterian Church has their Great White Tent Sale on the 20th.
Yep, this is an interesting, this is a beautiful church. I don't know whether everyone knows it in Armenia. It's the Smithfield Church. It's a landmark Greek revival building, and they really need to do a lot of restoration to the building and also improve the handicapped access. And so they're having a big tent sale on Saturday the 20th. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Runs till late in the afternoon. And the whole idea is that it includes a whole series of lots of things like fashions from the designer Bill Hamilton. There are photographs from Mary Hilliard. There's furniture from the former owners of Troutbeck is being sold as well. And then there's a vast selection, they tell me, of decorative items and more. So it's a sale for a good and important reason to help both the restoration and improve handicapped access, which is really lovely. And by the way, if you really want to ensure that you get the best selection, you have to pay a little extra at 9 o'clock. Entrance is $10, but you really get the widest choice of things available at that time in the morning. So that's all Saturday, October the 20th. As I say, it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, or 9 o'clock if you pay that extra $10.
And Film Columbia is back for 2018.
Whoa! This is the town of Chatham is playing host again to this. This is a 9-day festival of films. There are over 50 world-class independent and international films. As always with these film festivals, that you get to meet a lot of the artists, a lot of the people involved. They will be post-screening questions and answers, all those type of things. It's really fascinating. There's too much actually to talk about here because we could devote a whole program to it. So you do have to go online and find out what's playing when, and make your reservations if necessary in advance. This year, the honoree of the whole Film Columbia 2018 is Columbia County resident Brian Cox, his award-winning work has been in over 200 movies and also TV programs as well. Everything from Braveheart to Rushmore and The Bourne Identity, X-Men, Deadwood, all sorts of fascinating things. So check out their website with all of the details. As I say, it starts on October the 20th and then runs for 9 days through the October the 28th, Sunday the 28th, and do check out all of the films and choose a couple to go to and enjoy, have a good week.
All right, now we'll stay in that neck of the woods, not exactly really close, but in that neck of the woods. We'll go to Kinderhook on the 20th, concerts in the village.
Yeah, the Kinderhook's, it's only a small place, but it's wonderful that they have these concerts in the village. And on the 20th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the Van Buren Hall, they are having another of their concerts, which they're calling Water, Coffee and Fury. But this is the 30th concert in the series. It highlights the Broad Street Orchestra and graduates of the Bard Vocal Arts Program. So pretty local one way and another. This week they will be featuring works for orchestra and for voices, including Handel's Water Music, Suite Suite 1, Bach's Comic Coffee Cantata, and Haydn Symphony 78, and a couple of arias also from Haydn as well. So if you enjoy classical music, this is a classic. This will be a classic for you, as it were. As I say, it's in Van Buren Hall, 4 o'clock on the afternoon of Saturday the 20th.
Now, on the 20th in Sharon, Connecticut, the Hotchkiss Library is having their gala this year at the home of Caroline Rome, and that is the beautiful, incredible Weatherstone.
Oh, I thought it was a modest little home there.
There's a barn in the back for horses, and it looks like it's a condominium that you find in the finest places in Florida.
Yeah, I know. It is absolutely stunning. So I love these events because you get a chance to give some money to the Hotchkiss Library and support them, but you also get to see how the other half live in some respects. So this is their 11th annual gala. There's food and cocktail. Don't spill the food or cocktails. At Caroline Rome's house, Weatherstone. It is really well worth a visit. And as I say, a great cause to support as well. So that starts at 6 o'clock in the evening on Saturday the 20th, and I think probably worthwhile checking out in advance and getting your tickets in advance. I think that's going to be pretty popular. Now,
my good friends over at the Aglet Theater, who are at Dewey Hall in Sheffield, are presenting Edward Albee, The Occupant.
Yes. So the Aglet Theatre specializes in readings of plays and then discussions after the readings. And this is a play which is absolutely perfect for it. It's called, as you say, it's by Edward Albee. It's called The Occupant. And it's all about Louise Nevelson, who's a really flamboyant New York sculptor. Her life was really artistically triumphant, but unbelievably turmoil. She lived in unbelievable turmoil one way and another in her personal life. And so the play is going to be read, and you'll hear all about her accomplishments as well as these private emotional conflicts. And it's humorous. It's an honest tribute, apparently, about Louise, who was really a pioneer for free-thinking females everywhere. So there will be a lot to discuss afterwards, and this is what they do so well. It's on, so it's in Sheffield at the Dewey Hall on Saturday the 20th, and there are two shows. There's an afternoon 3:30 show, and they open up beforehand. You get a drink, and then afterwards there'll be discussions, and then at 7:30 in the evening as well, the second show will be on.
Well, on October 20th at 7:30, Spencertown, New York is a destination.
Yeah, it is amazing when in our area you have places like Dewey Hall in Sheffield, or you've got the various different places that, like the Van Buren Hall in Kinderhook, and then you've got the Spencertown Academy in Spencertown, which are just absolutely fantastic venues and really taken advantage of by the communities around them to put on events and really celebrate things. And Spencertown Academy on Saturday the 20th. Is coming together because they are holding an evening called Maureen Kelly Stewart Celebrates Jewel Stein. And Maureen Kelly Stewart, Tom Stewart, and the pianist Don Rebick is going to be presenting an overview of the works of this legendary 20th century composer, Jewel Stein. They're going to be covering, obviously, is a big writer for music for Hollywood films, Broadway musicals as well, but of course, incredibly popular Great American Songbook hits as well. So they're going to be celebrating that on Saturday the 20th, as I say, in this lovely little Spencertown Academy, 7:30 in the evening, and do go and enjoy a really lovely evening.
And we'll wrap up this week in Washington, Connecticut.
Well, we're talking about really lovely locations. The Gunn Memorial Library on Sunday, October the 21st, down in Washington, is having a piano concert. The pianist is, he's a composer as well as a pianist, is Timothy Alexander Wallace. And he's presenting an afternoon called A Matter of Interpretation. It's a solo piano recital, and it features works from Bach, Chopin, Liszt, Ravel, and it will be a really enjoyable, relaxing afternoon. Starts at 2:00, and the great thing is that it's free and it's open to the public. Everyone can go along and enjoy and really have a pleasant Sunday afternoon. So that's Sunday the 21st, 2:00 in the afternoon at the Gun Memorial Library.
And that'll wrap it for this week. Mark, we'll speak to you again next week.
Lovely. I look forward to it. Thanks very much.